Здравствуйте, я Светлана. Welcome to RussianPod101.com. Alphabet made easy. The fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn the Russian Cyrillic alphabet, the alphabet. In the last lesson, we met two more new friends, De and Ze. I hope you remember how to read and write them. In this lesson, we'll continue with the new friends category. Our first new friend is E. Because it's just a backwards English N, E really isn't that scary. As its name implies, E is pronounced just like the hard English E. In printed form, size is the only difference between the upper and lowercase versions. Here's the uppercase. And the lowercase. E isn't such a nice friend when it comes to the cursive letter. It looks similar to the cursive English U, and not very much like the printed version. With a little practice, you shouldn't have as much trouble recognizing and writing it. It is written in one stroke and connects easily to the next letter. Again, the lowercase version looks similar to an English U, so hopefully this means it should be easy to write. Just remember that in Russian, a Y-looking letter sounds like U, and a U-looking letter sounds like E. Now we'll write them. And the lowercase. Let's move on to another new friend. The second letter we'll learn in this lesson might look like a pair of opposing legs. L. While it may look strange, L has a pretty familiar sound. L. Despite how it looks, it sounds exactly like the English L. Here's how to write the printed versions. These can be written in two ways. And the lowercase. In cursive, uppercase L is pretty easy to write, even though it looks quite different from the printed version. It's one stroke, and we don't have to pick up our pen before connecting to the next letter. Now, the lowercase is where it gets interesting. When on its own, L looks the same as the uppercase, but smaller. But remember the Russian M. It has a hook on the left when it follows other letters. L is exactly the same, so it looks like this when it comes after another letter. Time to write it for yourself. And the lowercase. Okay, that's it for our new friends in this lesson. Now it's time to expand your Russian vocabulary. First up is a word that uses both of our new letters, and is very easy. Pronounced ili. This is a pretty common word that means or. So on или она means he or she. Writing it isn't too complicated either, so try writing this one with all lowercase letters. Или. Good! Next up is an incredibly important question that uses L. Try reading it aloud. Как дела? Как was our first word, and you must remember that it means how. Дела is kind of like things or activities, but when we use it here, it means how are things or how are you? Got it? Then try to write it. Remember to start with an uppercase letter. Как дела? Now it's time for Svetlana's insights. We've finished 8 lessons, and you already learned more than half of the Russian letters. Are you feeling more confident yet? If not, just look through a Russian text, a book, website, or whatever, and see how many letters you now recognize. It's fun when you start to recognize something that used to be incomprehensible. That's it for this lesson. Consider this. You're lost and don't know where to go. But you haven't learned how to say where in Russian yet. You'll learn how to say that, but more importantly, how to write it in the next Alphavit Made Easy lesson. Пока-пока!